Uh, General thoughts. I thought the first half we were as positive, really, as any game we've been in all year. I thought the start of the game was really good. We were able to put together a number of good attacks, got ourselves into threatening positions. Um, yeah, I suppose some of the disappointment comes from being on top of teams like that and not rewarding ourselves. And give Houston credit, in the second half they really grew into the game. They made it more difficult for us to play out, made it more difficult for us to put our attacks together. And as a result, they had more of the game, we had less of the game. And the second half, to me, it didn't look like the first half, shall I say. And again, really proud of the effort. The guys really worked hard, defended really resolutely when they had to. But the overall feeling is that we feel like we could have gotten more.
Robin, do you have an update on Wallace?
I don't know. No idea. Didn't even ask, didn't have time to ask. I don't even want to speculate.
Okay. What are you liking from Calvin and Andrew on the left-hand side?
I mean, again, the start was incredibly positive. Calvin's done a good job he and Andrew have done a good job of basically dividing up the left side, being wide, being inside, sometimes going behind, sometimes coming underneath. They formed a pretty good partnership. And the good thing is that they're both very positive thinking and are constantly looking to put themselves in dangerous positions.
Great. Yeah, Coach. You mentioned that the second half didn't look as good as the first half offensively. You also said that Houston kind of grew into the game as time went on, but did they do anything specifically that kind of limited you offensively?
Honestly, I want to look at the video because I'm not 100% sure what the difference was between how we were able to align ourselves in the first half and get ourselves out. And once we got out beyond the first line, we were really quite threatening for the entire half. And in the second half, I felt like we didn't get ourselves out with the same kind of time and space that we did in the first half. So whether that's us not being as sharp in our movement in the second half as we were in the first, or whether they got into better spots defensively and were able to make things appear more difficult. And at times that can erode the confidence of a group that's building out. But either way, they did a better job in the second half, and we would like to have remained as dominant in the second half as we were in the first.
Robin, we've got a first ever coming up with Leagues Cup in the better part of a month as well. How do you reset the mindset? How are you approaching the tournament given it's a break from league play?
We want to win games. We haven't won enough games. So we want to win games. And whatever the game is, we want to win it.
Okay. How much have you guys done scouting Toluca? I have to assume this is the first game the club's ever played against them?
We haven't looked. I haven't looked at Toluca yet. Neil and Jace do a lot of the preliminary work, and to this point, it's obviously all been about league stuff. And I know that I had a discussion with them about Nashville, so I know they've started to look at Nashville, and we will start to look at Toluca in the next couple of days.
Regardless of what the results would be like, what would you look at from a performance standpoint to feel better about returning to league play on August 20th?
We need to have performances like this and reward ourselves with goals.
Yeah, what went into the decision to change the whole attacking line at the same time, and what did you say to Kevin and John and Mikey at the time?
I just felt like, again, when the attack was not the same in the second half, it wasn't so much about the attackers, it was kind of the whole group. But they had also put in a really good shift defensively. And Houston was starting to get a little bit more time on the ball, a little bit more opportunities to create attacks. And we felt like getting fresh legs on would help with the defending and would certainly also give us a lift in the attacking side of it, because those guys, the guys who started, did a really, really good job both ways, defensively and offensively, for a good stretch of the game. And we wanted to see if we could spark that sort of attack again.
Robin, circling back to Calvin a bit, he's had some good minutes with R2 this season, and now two back-to-back what did you see during his play in R2 and maybe how he was guided by the play of those players and Boucher to kind of translate into this first team lineup?
I think Calvin's is a young player, having been traded, still trying to find his feet when he first got here. And I think any situation where a young player goes into a new team can be a difficult situation for him. And I felt like it took him a while to get comfortable with what's expected of him based on the team structure and based on his own physical capabilities. And I felt like when he went and played with R2, he was gaining confidence. He was scoring goals. He was looking very dangerous. And he was finishing his goals well and started to look more and more confident. And it's the perfect place to earn an opportunity with the first team. He's also been training well, more confidently, more decisive, scoring more goals. And as a result, he's earned himself a couple of starts now, and he's done pretty well with them.
Tonight was Brian Acosta's 100th appearance in the MLS, the 40th with the Rapids. Just what have you made of him during the last couple of years, and how has he improved?
Brian Acosta?
Yeah.
He is one of the funniest people I've ever met. And I say that, I start with that because Brian is the type of person who really helps with the entire team morale in training every day, in the locker room, on the field. Whenever they're together, his personality is one that's really, really helpful for the mindset of the group. I start with that because I definitely think the human side is really, really important. Aside from that, his pace at being able to close things down, his ability to hit balls over distance, switch plays, things like that. All of those things have been really, really helpful for us over the time that he's been here. And we've certainly benefited from having a player of his experience and physical attributes.
Yappy seems to be in the right place at the right time in a lot of situations, but has yet to find the back of the net. How do you coach a young player like that to stay confident in the things that he's doing when he's not seeing success?
You just keep emphasizing the things that he's doing well, keep emphasizing the things that he has to continue to do. I mean, there are more people here pulling for him on the coaching staff than you can imagine. So he's not short on advice, that's for sure. And he's taken it all in well, to be quite honest. And like you said, he is in good places. He's working hard. He's getting better at holding the ball. He's putting himself in dangerous positions. And it's just going to be time. It's going to be time. Is he 19 yet? I asked this last week. Yes. He is 19. I can't call him 18 anymore. He's a young player, and he's a young player who's, obviously being a 9 is a very focal point for any team, any professional team. And there's going to be pressure. It's all part of his maturation and learning process, and he's doing really well. And again, he just needs to reward himself as we need to reward ourselves.
Sorry, go ahead, Jordan.
Me? Finishing is the hardest part of this game, and when you add another piece in like Gutman, it can add a totally different look to this team. How happy are you with the variety of looks that you guys have gotten over the last couple of games with the addition of a player like Gutman, and how much more threatening do you feel like you can be?
Very would be the answer to all of that. How happy am I with the number of looks that we've gotten since he's been here? Very happy. And how threatening do I think we can be with a player like him? Very. And I think it's one thing about what Andrew himself does, but I feel like his aggression to go forward pulls people along with him and brings people along with him. I don't want to say pulls, but everyone kind of gets caught up in these energetic attacking forays. And I feel like what we see now is a lot of really purposeful running forward. And whether it's attributable to how Andrew plays or if he's just part of it and we are feeling like we can be dangerous, our movement going forward has been quite good, and our ability to get behind has been quite good. We just need to reward ourselves.
Robin, I know there's not yet a timeline for Rafael's arrival in the United States and integration into the squad.
You speak Portuguese? Wow, that was well done.
I try to pronounce players' names accurately.
Okay.
Do you have an initial timeline for integrating him into the team or ideas for how to use him
The answer is, well, do I have a plan for the integration? That really has to go with a plan for when he's going to be here, and I don't know exactly when. The visa application process can vary country to country. We would like to think it would be within 7 to 10 days, but certainly we'll get some workouts to him to try to get him up to speed in terms of what we've been doing. And then as soon as he gets here, as quickly as we can get him up to speed, we will. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
I think the first half maybe the best we've played this season, just in terms of probably box to box, limiting their chances, dominating the game. I thought we was quite good at, when we were having attacks, sustaining them, keeping them pinned in, and again it's just back to that final product and putting the ball in the net, which it's been a bit of an ongoing thing this season, and it's frustrating. And then even in the second half, they come out a little bit more and it evens the game up, but we still have chances to win the game, and yeah, it's disappointing again not to win.
Connor, how good's Andrew been in a week and a half of the team?
Yeah, it's surprising actually when someone comes and fits in so quickly, especially with the altitude. I know that's something that a lot of players struggle with when they first come, so I think that's a testament to him and his fitness in general, and then his on the ball and off the ball stuff's been excellent. I think he's looked solid defensively. No one's really got the better of him 1v1 yet, and then on the ball he's helping us a lot in the build out. He's getting forwards, he's getting up and down the wing, and yeah, he's been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, Calvin had to be a little patient early on in the season. He's worked in and
Yeah.
lively as well on that left hand side.
Yeah, Calvin always trains well. He always keeps his head down, works hard, and I think he's earned his kind of running the team that he's getting, and I think that's working well with Andrew. I think they kind of complement each other quite well, so hopefully they can carry that on.
Great. You mentioned how Houston kind of got into the game a little more in the second half. Were they doing anything in particular that was limiting you guys offensively?
I think in the first half they was pressing more with two up front, which we was kind of comfortable with, whether it was me dropping in between the back two or Brian Acosta dropping out wide. I think that was helping us get out, and I think they started to press us with three a little bit more in the second half, and we had to kind of adapt to that, and we probably didn't get out as comfortably, but I still thought 9 times out of 10 we were getting out and creating chances, but it's just that final product again.
There's been a little bit of a rotation essentially with the players that are playing next to you, but now with Acosta back, it feels like you two have created a pretty good relationship. What do you like about playing next to a player like Brian Acosta?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot when you can create a partnership with a player, and that can only come from playing week in, week out with them. So it's nice to play with someone like Brian. He's really aggressive. When the opposition's got the ball, he's going to hunt them down, and he's not going to give them a minute. And then, on the ball, he's technically a good player. He likes that long ball, which gets us out of trouble a lot of times. And yeah, he's just a player that you can rely on, and a player that a manager likes, because you know that you can trust him.
With the addition of Bootman, it feels like the team has more balance in how you can attack. What does that do for you centrally as a player who's trying to start attacks?
Yeah, like you say, Andrew's helped us a lot in the build-out. Even when we're getting pressure quite high, he's quite proactive in terms of turning out and knowing when to play that long one down the line, which has worked a few times. And then also he knows when to come back inside, and he finds the sixes quite well. We can turn out and switch to the other side. So I think just finding the fullbacks and being able to get out from that helps us a lot, and it's hard for teams to to defend, you know, when we're switching the ball all the time, and it kind of forces them to sit back a little bit.
Connor, I think it's fair, any of the attacking players who are here right now, they'd acknowledge they need to be better in the final third. As a player who's providing that service, whether it's set pieces or from run of play, what are you doing in your performance to help them in that regard? What are you doing from a, talking to them from a confidence standpoint to make sure that, Yabi's head doesn't drop after he gets one chance?
I think it's just encouragement on and off the pitch. It's something, obviously we're working on it a lot in training, and it will come together at some point. It's just a matter of time, and I think we've had points in the season, where we feel like we might have broke that deadlock, where we'll get 2 or 3 goals in a game, and then we just haven't really been able to kick on from that. So I think just encouraging them, really. We have a lot of young players up the top of the pitch who are still early in their career, so I think once 1 or 2 of them get going, I think we'll start to see that from all of them.
Regardless of what the results would look like with the Leagues Cup coming up, obviously it's the first time it's happening. It's probably a very unfamiliar competition for you.
Yeah.
What does the team need to do from a performance or results standpoint to feel better going into August 20th for Thursday?
Yeah, I think it's a competition we need to be optimistic about and go into it with a positive mindset. And it would have been nice, to get 3 points tonight and go into that with a win. But I think going into that off the back of a good performance, I think it was a good performance. Has to give us some confidence. And like I say, I think just when things start to click up the top of the pitch, the performances will start to look a little bit more complete, and we'll start to win more games.
Cheers.
Connor.